Second Story Books, celebrating 50 years of dedicated bookselling.
Artworks is made possible in part by the citizens of Baltimore County and by the Ruth R. Martyr Arts Endowment Fund, the Robert E. Meyerhoff and Rita Becker Endowment for the Arts, the E.T. and Robert B. Rockland Fund, the Henry and Ruth Blaustein Rosenberg Foundation Arts Endowment in memory of Ruth Martyr.
I'm Baynard Woods, and I'm a writer, a filmmaker, a librettist, and a musician. And I share this space with my wife, Nicole King, who's also a researcher. So we've compiled massive amounts of documents, most of mine about bad things, white supremacy and corrupt cops that you don't necessarily want in your house forever, and hers about real estate, people being kicked out of their homes by eminent domain and by the city, and also bad things. So this coming to Maryland Art Place gave us a place not only to store that stuff, but then to sort through it, organize it, and turn it into the work that we do. This is some of her work here. The Fairfield Ecological Industrial Park. This is in far south Baltimore. Being around all of the other people who are making art here, I'm in a band that doesn't practice here, but we recorded our album in the studio down the hall from here. There's so much else happening here that it's cool to be working in the afternoon, hear beats coming through the wall or something.
Hey, Chariz Marcel, my discipline here at MAP in Blackwater Production House. Music producer and program director. One of the latest projects we've done here out of here is Ianu, Child of Wonder, which is on Cartoon Network and Max. When you hear that show, you hear a lot of African drum and a lot of traditional African instrumentation. A lot of that was tracked here, and a lot of the music was scored here as well for that animation project, for the series that's out. And yeah, we take pride in quality of the experience in music, and also bringing on other non-music makers just to kind of come here and enjoy the space creatively. That's what this place is all about. It started with love and family, and we're glad to still be here at MAP.
For one, MAP is one of the oldest arts organizations in the city. We'll be 45 next year. So we've become sort of a staple. Initially, MAP was just focused, and still is primarily focused, on the visual arts and artists. We're here in the gallery right now, and this is definitely the heartbeat. Because we have the 5-story building, we're able to accommodate supporting a lot more disciplines. So we have musicians, music studios, music producers, and also we've had fashion designers come through here. We have one right now, actually, literary artists right now, and then the rest is pretty much focused on 2D and 3D art making. But it's fun. It's a really lively, robust building. And MAP is kind of a hub, I would say, here in the Bromo Arts and Entertainment District. We're a little bit of a beacon, and we have the critical mass. So I would say we're an anchor in the community, and we're a huge part of the visual artist ecosystem in Baltimore City.
I think we're maximalists. I think we provide a lot of opportunities for a lot of people, and I think that is me and Amy's goal. We're very aligned in that. I think MAP's had a lot of iterations over its 45 years, but I think under Amy's directorship, and then also we're very community oriented and driven, and I think MAP has, like I said, lived a lot of lives, but this life seems to be centered around community, essentially, and providing as much platforms and opportunities to artists as we possibly can. We are a large venue. We rival some of the other larger galleries in the city, and I think it provides us the space, literally and figuratively, to sort of create that for artists in the community and Maryland, generally speaking.
I'm here at Maryland Art Place here in the Bromo Arts District with Amy Kavanaugh, Executive Director of Maryland Art Place. Amy, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad you're here.
Me too. It's great to see you.
Thank you. Likewise.
Yeah. So I'll just start by saying that Maryland Art Place is one of my favorite locations in Baltimore City.
Yay.
And I've been familiar with this wonderful building for many years. How long have you been here?
A long time. For an executive director, I think. This is my 14th year, so next year is my 15th anniversary as director of MAP. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. What does 15 feel like? A big number?
My 10-year anniversary, I was like, oh, a milestone, that's great. 15 feels real permanent. It's crazy that I've been here this long. I did not expect to stay this long when I took the job in 2012.
Well, so during the Bromo Arts Walk, which takes place twice a year?
Usually in May and September, I think is what we shoot for.
Okay. So that's a wonderful celebration of the arts here in this part of town. And I always make sure that I come here first. And sometimes first and last. And I don't know if you've noticed at this point, but I always find you and give you a hug, because I'm just so proud of what this space is and what it means to so many artists. So maybe just talk a little bit about what goes on here.
Sure. Well, I will say a little bit about the history too.
Yeah.
So the building was purchased in 1987, actually, 88. And we were somewhat nomadic before then. And there was a lot of investment in having a facility for artists. And that's just what it's doing today. So the building is full of music producers, musicians, we have literary artists, we have fashion designers, and of course visual arts, which is kind of the heart of all of MAP's programming here in the gallery that we're sitting in. Yeah, it's a lively 24-hour, 24/7 building.
Yeah. So there's a lot of art right now just around us. Can you tell us what's coming in and what's going out?
Yeah, so what's coming in is our annual affordable art sale under $2,500. It's the 13th year of the sale. It's been very successful, that's why we keep doing it every year. And the sale highlights more than just singular artworks, so each artist typically shows 2, 3, 4 pieces, and then we offer more robust didactic information like where they were born or where they went to college. We ask them for anecdotal information about their lives, just to try to connect buyers and patrons with the artists themselves and not just this object of art. And it's worked really well. We sell at least a third of the artwork every year, and it's nice for the artists at the end of the year. Sometimes they're clearing out their inventory for the year, and it's a good way for them to close out the year with a couple sales. And it's a great way for people to support the arts, especially right now. Yeah.
So as executive director, you do anything and everything here. I know that you also do fiscal sponsorships for artists and organizations. In terms of people that you have as tenants and having to, like, are there things that you have to do in order to manage that, to keep tenants happy, consider who's going to be in what space?
Yeah. So we have 3 recording studios in the building, and it took a while. We're a 5-story facility to kind of spread them out between the floors so that the noise wouldn't bleed, because I think they were all sort of aggravated with each other. I am like your tenant relations director, so I'm the one who gets the complaint, and but we've got a good balance now. We have the lineup room recording studio on the 2nd floor, the Nest on the 3rd in the front of the building, and then Blackwater Production House on the back of the floor on the 5th. And then everything else is mostly working visual arts studios, and we have 1 literary artist in the building. And they're all just producing usually 2D works or 3D works. But it's a lively building, it's fully leased, and there's always something happening here. Yeah.
So what's your background artistically?
I am a cellist. I have a degree in music from Catholic University of America. I went back for my master's, and then I decided I didn't want to do that anymore, not play, but I wanted to part from the classical music world, and so I started recording and playing in rock bands, and I did that for quite a while until I got off the road, and then I thought, whoops, I better get a job. And so I've been in sort of like arts administration and production for 20 plus years now.
Yeah. Do you still play your cello often?
not as often as I should.
Yeah.
My brother's making an album right now, and so I'm probably going to get dragged into that. And I say that's like I'm begrudgingly doing that, but I'm not. Like I really want to play more, but MAP is sort of more than a 24-hour day job. Yeah.
Well, it's great to talk to you. It's always great to come here, and super excited about what you have here at MAP, and really wishing you all the best for the immediate and long-term future.
Thank you. Thank you for coming here.
I'm Joy Davis. I'm from Catonsville, Maryland. I'm the Visual Arts Director here at Creative Alliance, going into its 31st year. So that's a pretty huge legacy in the east side of the city. It is very inspiring, actually, to have people moving around the space that are thinking creatively in their own way. At Creative Alliance, there's a few different ways in which you can engage with us, of course. First, of course, the Resident Artist Program. We house about 8 resident artists for 1 to 3 years. They get subsidized rent, mentor support, general overall support for their art practice and just their professional goals that they want to attend to. We have our theater, so if you are a performer that's out here just locally even, or regionally or nationally, we want to bring you into our space. And then we have our workshops. So we work with a lot of artists, musicians, different creatives, and our artists are the teachers. And then if you just want to hang out, you just want to engage, you just want to be in community, then this is also the space to come. I think we're pretty unique, even on the Eastern Seaboard, the type of programs that we're providing across the many different mediums. I think I mentioned the 3 kind of big prongs, in our departments, but really there's so many other different programs that go within that, including exhibitions, including theater projects, launching new programs for the youth. To me, that's like a big part of the story for us, right, is how expansive we are and how we're communicating that to the public. And then we have our backup support, our back-end support, the people you might not see. So we have our tech folks, we have our front of house staff, and our administrators and our coordinators and managers, and they also make it what it is. Usually I'm the person in front of the camera, or Alec is in front of the camera, but there's so many wonderful people that kind of make up these folks on top of all the wonderful programs that we do.
Hi, I'm Wendel Patrick. I'm here at Creative Alliance with Deputy Executive Director Alec Lawson.
Very happy to be here.
Yeah, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, it's good to see you too.
Yeah. So I'm just going to start with I love Creative Alliance. I've been here many, many times as a patron, as a performer.
Yeah.
I think it's one of Baltimore and Maryland's true treasures. How long have you been here? Yeah.
So in my current role, I have been here a year and a couple of months. Fun fact, I worked here about 15 years ago, not to age myself too much, as a light designer in the theater. My background was in performance arts theater, and this was the first job in performance arts I had outside of college, so it really launched my entertainment career. So I'm very happy to be back in a leadership role.
Wow. Where did you go to college?
I went to Loyola University here in Maryland, so right on Cold Spring Lane. And then after that, I went to the National Theater Institute, where I studied there and a little bit in Russia.
Yeah, just out of curiosity, when were you at Loyola?
I graduated class of 09, so 2005 to 2009, back when it was Loyola College, but now officially a university.
You know, I taught there at that time.
I did not know that. Wow, how tiny of a world.
Yeah,
what did you teach?
I taught in the music department. I was there from 2001 to 2013.
Oh wow, I'm sure we know a lot of the same people.
Yeah. Yes, I taught music fundamentals and theory and electronic music production. And
Right. I was like, well, I didn't take any of those classes,
right.
But
but we probably passed each other.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, it's great that you're here. And so, just out of curiosity, what did you do in the interim between your initial time here and returning?
That's a great question. So I have done a great many things. My main jobs, I left here to go to Center Stage. So I was at Center Stage for about 10 years. I left as the Director of Operations and Audience Experience. And then I spent 2.5 years being the Global Head of Marketing for Ravensburger, a board game and puzzle company. So I was one of the heads of the Think Fun brand. And I found a lot of my skills in art and entertainment translated pretty well to board games, bringing people together, spending time, finding joy. And then in the meantime, I did a lot of freelance event management. I project managed a Diana Ross concert, which is one of my favorite things to kind of half brag about.
That's amazing.
But yeah, did all kinds of different events throughout the Eastern Seaboard. And then I also run a very small consulting company for accessibility. So helping corporate entities and nonprofit entities offer services that are more welcoming to people with disabilities.
And what has it meant to you to be back here?
It felt like coming home, which is really great. I'm from Baltimore. I grew up in Hamden. I live down here in Fells Point now. Going to the office previously was Alexandria. So the commute wasn't too hard to sell me on about coming back here. I never thought I'd be back at Creative Alliance though. And when the opportunity presented itself, I felt like I had no choice but to say yes. It felt very natural to come back here into a leadership role, and then also seeing how the organization has grown and changed in 15 years has been really incredible. So I always came here saying I have institutional knowledge, it's just a little outdated. And then be able to build up and see how it can grow and where it is going to grow has been really exciting.
Wonderful. So I had the distinct honor of DJing the 30th anniversary Creative Alliance Marquee Ball. And so that's 30 years of Creative Alliance history, is it not?
It is. 30 years, starting very humbly in a row home in Fells Point before moving into this beautiful Patterson building and really celebrating the impact that Creative Alliance has had. And I do think, in relationship to the previous question you asked too, that's what really brought me back here, is an organization that's deeply invested in the health, the creativity, the networks within Baltimore itself, and knowing that there's a lot of raw artistic talent here in the city. So yeah, 30 years of Creative Alliance.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
So there's so much that goes on here, whether it's live performances. I know you feature lots of local artists, local talent. As of course, I've performed here many times, but you have some incredible international artists that come through as well. You have the amazing residency program, which has just ushered in the careers of so many incredible talented artists. Amy Sherrill being one of them, who is
very much so
exhibiting right now at the Baltimore Museum of Art. Can you speak to just some of the many things that you do here and sort of how, just the general philosophy behind deciding what program is going to be?
Sure. The amazing thing about Creative Alliance is that we have such a diverse business model, and leaving regional theater and also leaving corporate board game, coming here, I was like, right, we do this and that. Oh yeah, and we also do that and this. And I think it shows how multifaceted community that Baltimore is for an organization to survive this way. So, we have a beautiful creativity center right across the street. We hold workshops, education programs for kids, for adults. The performances that you mentioned, we uplift Baltimore artists, but yeah, we bring a lot of international artists to come in here and perform, which has been incredible. Acts like Lucienne Dom, we just had India Owens, who is on the Stephen Colbert band. We love to bring incredible talent to a city like Baltimore, which is a bustling metropolis and should have as many opportunities as it can to look at global art, and at the same time lifting up the individual Baltimore artists that come through here as well. We have a film program. We have a multitude of different sub-programs within film. We have a residency program where we have 8 residents that operate out of our studios here. We have 2 incredible art galleries. There is no shortage of things that we do. And as someone who's in leadership, making all of the pieces connect together is a fun challenge. Thankfully, I just used to work for a logic puzzle company. So it all feels like a nice little logic puzzle game to make all the pieces fit together. But we're really proud of what we offer. We're really proud to celebrate Baltimore. We're really proud to be a destination within Baltimore, and to be able to come here and worry a little bit less about your life. Come in here, find new friends, meet new people, and have new experiences. I always say to people, welcome to your new addiction when you come into Creative Alliance, because you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, it is very appropriate. Yeah. So Creative Alliance is very much dedicated to community, and I was wondering if you could talk about just some of the programs that take place outside of Creative Alliance. I know, for example, you have the Art to Dine For program. Just talk a little bit.
We do have Art to Dine For, just wrapped up on Sunday, but we've been running Art to Dine For, I believe, for 26 years, which has been quite an incredible program. It's a series of, I like to say, small art parties that happen all over the city, sometimes in private residences, sometimes in places of business. But what we like to do is bring people together around art, but also broaden that definition of what creative art is, right? So it's not just visual arts, it's not just performance arts, it's also culinary arts. It's food, experience a drink, experience someone's museum-esque home that you didn't know existed. I think that is so telling of the history of Baltimore in itself, of the creative weirdos, I think, that have always taken residence here in the city. And when you get inside and a look at someone's private art collection, you see just generations of stories happening around them. It's a great way to support the arts, but you really get an individualized experience for it. And I think that's an important aspect of what does fundraising look like in a modern sense for an arts organization. What are we offering people for them to also support us? In addition to a couple other things we offer, we are the home of the Great Baltimore Lantern Parade that just finished in Patterson Park. So we had almost 15,000 people come together to celebrate so many different cultural traditions, celebrate Dia de los Muertos with us. And it's a place where people want to be able to gather and connect together. And our other big program would be the Kite Fest that we do in March. And we want to create spaces where it's easy, it's accessible, it's affordable with the Lantern Parade and with the Kite Fest to come together, enjoy community, connect, put down your cell phones for roughly maybe 10 minutes is what we ask for, but we hope to get a little bit more, and really have an experience that then you can carry forth and tell people about. So all of these community programs have been really a sense of pride and joy from us on what we offer. And we want to keep offering them and keep inviting more people and make it bigger and more explosive and more celebratory, because I think we need more things to celebrate.
Yes.
More things to celebrate.
I agree. Can you speak a little bit about the community space across the street and some of the programs that you offer there? That's been open since 2022?
2022 is when we officially opened to the public. So our Creativity Center houses all of our education programs. So it's education that is focused on kids, our after-school programs, Open Minds. We also have our Cielo program, which is our the Latin American immigrant women who come and work with us. And then we also have our workshops. And the workshops range from dance, improv, sometimes it's cocktail making. It's all kinds of fun skills that you want to learn throughout what you're doing. But this Creativity Center has been really important for us as being a beacon in the neighborhood. A place where you can learn things and experience things, but also a place of gathering, just like Creative Alliance. Previously, it was a bar, and like, look, Baltimore has great bar culture. I grew up in Baltimore, I love it. But we wanted something that would help ground Highlandtown a little bit more. And we love to be the champions of Highlandtown and talk about how wonderful it is here and how great a lot of this area is, which I think sometimes is a little overlooked when they think about the exciting parts around Baltimore. The Creativity Center features an incredible dance studio. We teach ballet, it's bar classes that happen in there. It's Jovenes, that is traditional Mexican dancing. Our classrooms are always utilized. Sometimes we find ourselves trying to figure out where to put workshops because there's so much demand for it, so we love to see it.
Yeah. So what are you excited about for the immediate future, long-term future?
I think Creative Alliance has a really bright future in front of it. What has been great is connecting with communities and getting community buy-in to a lot of the work that we're doing. As we emerge out of where arts organizations came out of COVID, right? And we're opening up our doors and reintroducing ourselves to Baltimore. We launched our first thematic season, We the People. We want to know that Creative Alliance is here for everyone. It's part of who you are. It's part of who Baltimore is. That is homegrown and raised here in Baltimore. And as someone who also identifies that way, I'm very excited about it. Our performances are pretty incredible. We have a lot of movies that are lined up, while also building for our very silly Elvis Presley Fight Club that happens in January with twice as many shows as it's ever had. And then leaning into the second version of our Say Sister Festival, which honors women's contribution to old time music, and also the Cranky Fest, which is quickly dying art form, but we're very happy to bring it here and bring it home here at Creative Alliance. And gosh, Cranky Fest has been here longer than both of my runs here at Creative Alliance. So I think it's really intrinsic to the mission that we do.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, the first time I ever came here was for a show that somebody told me about, and I walked through the doors, walked into the theater, loved the show, and I'm sure I walked past these stairs and kind of gave it like a cursory glance. And each time that I've come in here, which is, I mean, it's dozens at this point, I was like, wait, what's up there? What's going on over here? And
something around every corner.
Yeah, and then even being somebody that has performed here many times, it's always just full of surprises, and then it's incredible to see your resident artists 5 years, 10 years down the road and see where they are, see what they've done. I'm incredibly grateful that Creative Alliance is here. And yeah, if you ever need anything,
Sure.
if you need a DJ for another event, you let me know.
Right. Always have events open for people. And I think what's really great about Creative Alliance too is that it's so artistically accessible. So if you're new in your career, we have a spot for you. If you've been around the block for a bit and you have an expertise, we have a spot for you. And we love working with artists that perform in our theater and then also teach a workshop, right? And resident artists who also teach a workshop, because I think it's important that you carry it forward.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes that's lost in the, I think the capitalism of art, right? Is maintaining what is your uniqueness, but you can share that uniqueness. And I think that's what Creative Alliance specifically is very good at. So we're always happy to have you for any DJ thing. You might have an email full of a bunch of dates to be requested for the next couple of months.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's great talking to you. Thank you.
It's always great speaking with you too. Thanks.
Artworks is made possible in part by the citizens of Baltimore County and by the Ruth R. Martyr Arts Endowment Fund, the Robert E. Meyerhoff and Rita Becker Endowment for the Arts, the E.T. and Robert B. Rockland Fund, the Henry and Ruth Blaustein Rosenberg Foundation Arts Endowment in memory of Ruth Martyr.
Second Story Books, celebrating 50 years of dedicated bookselling.